Hi everybody, I'm Laura Nelkin. I'm a knitwear designer and we are working on the last phase of the Pacificus DK knit along together. It's phase 5. This is the phase where you finish your Pacificus. I feel like I keep wanting to call them Pacifici because there's a lot of them being knit out there and they're all beautiful. I've started seeing a few finished ones. I have to say I'm jealous of the cream colored ones because they look so summery and crisp and lovely. And then I've seen a few black ones that a few brave souls have chosen to knit their Pacificus in black. And it's going to be such a wearable sweater. I'm so excited to see them. Um, so the last step of Pacificus, you have knit a whole sweater and it is flat and it looks nothing like a sweater right now. So the next thing you do is take that sweater you have and fold it at the shoulder points so that the front is hanging down and the back is hanging down, kind of like right here. You've got your front here and your back here. What you're going to be doing is working this side panel right here. And the side panel gets worked perpendicular to the stitches on the front and the back of the sweater. It gets worked up like this. And as the side panel is worked, it binds off the stitches from the front and the back of your sweater. It's like a magic little seamless zippered bit. And what you're doing while you work that side panel is you're working that same Pacificus stitch that you already probably know and love really well by now. The trick is, and I show you this a little more in the video that shows you the stitches for the side panel. The trick is that you're matching stitch gauge on the front and back with row gauge for the side panel. So you'll be working single and double decreases as you are working across and binding off a stitch from the front, and then working across and binding off a stitch from the back. Sometimes you work across and you bind off 2 stitches. And I show that in detail, and I think once you understand the concept, you'll understand what is happening. So the side panel is worked straight up until you have 11 live stitches left, each for the front and the back. And then you work a little decrease panel just to narrow the sleeve a tiny bit at the top to make it not too baggy. I found when I worked the side panel the same without any decreases all the way up, the sleeve was like a little baggy. So it just kind of tapers it in a little bit and fits to your arm a little better. I try to think about things like that. And that one, I think the first one I did, I worked it straight all the way and I did not like how it looked. And then I did decreases and it was just much trimmer and nicer. So that is the last step you have to do. You have to do that on both sides, both the right side and the left side. You'll work on picking up stitches. There's a video for that. You'll work on unzipping provisional stitches. There is a video for that. You'll work with a cable cast on. Also a video, you guessed it. Working the actual side panel, there's a video that I just shot for that. And then the final thing to work is hemming. If you decide that you want to hem your Pacificus, I did choose to hem mine. I just use a whip stitch. There's also a video for that. Some people did not feel like hemming and they just let theirs roll naturally and they're very happy with how that bottom lays. You should have your Pacificus finished by May 31st, which means you basically have almost a whole month, like 3-ish weeks to get it finished. Many of you are very far along. I'm really impressed with how many have kept up with the KAL or are close to keeping up. You'll be able to catch up by the 31st for sure. And the prize is a suede tote bag from the leather makers who make the clasps for my Kairos cuffs. They're in Burdett, which is like, oh, I don't know, a good 15 minutes from me towards Seneca Lake. And they're leather workers, Renee and Joe. It's called Uncle Joe's Saddlery because Joe does a lot of work on horse tack and horse bags and saddles and such. And then they also make bags as well. So one of their bags, I know they've kind of lost all of their stores that carried their stuff on Seneca Lake. There's like a big wine trail on Seneca Lake with a lot of gift shops, and that's where they sold a lot of their pieces. And those are not buying right now because no one really knows what's happening with the wine season coming up. So that's your final grand prize. It's a beautiful bag. I will choose a winner on June 1st from all of the Pacificus DK sweaters that are tagged Pacificus DK KAL and are marked finished. So basically, I'll just search through all photos that are finished and have that tag and do a random number generator and choose a winner for the bag. And thank you guys so much for doing this quick. This feels like it was really quick. I don't know if it does to you, but time is just as slow as it is lately. It is also flying by. So thank you so much. I am working on new things for you. Trust me, I will keep you busy, okay? Happy knitting.